Hello everyone and welcome back to Rob's Gaming Table. Today on the table we have another Game of Thrones the card game 2nd edition Canadian Nationals video for you. We are in round 1 of the Swiss, the second match I've uploaded. I brought 2 cameras thanks to the donations on patreon.com/Rob's Gaming Table to help offset the cost of buying that second camera. And on the left we have Carl, on the right we have Adam. Carl is from the Montreal area. Been playing with him for years, all the way back in first edition. Same with Adam on the right. Both of them driving about 5 hours to get here to the tournament in Toronto, Ontario, Canada. I believe we had close to 60 players, I think it was, for this tournament. I can't remember exactly. But we see Carl on the left is playing Martell, Banner of the Wolf. And on the right we have a Lannister, Banner of the Dragon. Nope, actually it's the other way around, isn't it? Or maybe he hasn't flipped his banner card there. I'm assuming it's Banner of the Dragon since it's behind his Lannister house card, but it's flipped the other way, so it's showing House Targaryen. But we'll see here as he plays cards, I guess. We got Noble Cause flipped into Summer Harvest. Looks like Carl's starting with the Boneway in play. That's an interesting card, especially getting it early. That's going to be good for him as he loses challenges. He can throw tokens on it and then eventually cash those in for power. And on the right we got Jaime and Viserion. Now I know that's a Winterfell Steward. I just don't know what the other knight or card or whatever is beside that. Just trying to figure that out right now. And it looks like Adam on the right, the Lannister player, is going first, I believe. As he's counted his gold there. He's just looking through his hand there and deciding what to marshal out. Yeah, it looks like that's a Great John's Vanguard, for those who don't know, like myself, who don't play much Stark. It's got no attachments. It's non-unique. It's got 4 strength there, power and a military, you can probably see that. It's an army in House Umber, no attachments, which is a good trait to have right now. And while there are fewer than 3 plots in your use pile, Great John's Vanguard gets +2 strength and gains a renown. So that is an interesting pair up there. If he's playing the Knights of the Sun from Martell, who get better later in the game when they get their renown after at least 3 plots are in the use pile. These guys are the opposite of that. They're actually getting +2 strength and renown earlier in the game while you have fewer than 3 plots. So it's an interesting little mix there. You hope to see them in see the Knights of the Sun later, put them out later, and see these guys early, which Carl has gotten lucky and also saw that early on top of his Boneway. So these guys will start getting renown right off the bat. So we got Tywin out there. He got milked. That's what Adam decided to do with all of his economy from his plot plus the reduction on the Lord there to get him in play. And right now he's milked, so no bonus next round. And Carl on the left, the Martell player, is marshalling. He has a Martell reducer out. He's dropped a Gaston Grey, which is great against Lannister with its big uniques. And a Rose Road, and it looks like a Palace Spearman also. And since he's going second, that Palace Spearman will gain an intrigue icon, so Tricon with 4 strength, not too shabby. And Carl got a lot done there. The Martell player having that Summer Harvest give him that 2 extra gold because of the Noble Cause. Being 5 gold, and him getting 2 more on top of that, having 7 to marshal with is definitely good to start the game. You do run a risk of bumping into another Summer Harvest. In that case, you both would get 2 gold, and I mean, it'd be more of a level playing field, I guess, but it depends how much economy each of you have, and if they get King's Roads or not. It could help or hurt you. So looks like we're over to the Lannisters for challenges here. And he's going to use a military with Viserion and Jaime most likely for 7. Maybe Jaime's not in it because of Gaston Grey, I'm not sure. Maybe he's just gone for 2. He's trying to kneel out one of the characters, force him to defend with one of his 2. And then maybe he can block the military on defense with Jaime. I assume is what he'll try to do to gain a renown there. So he went unopposed on that, triggered the Boneway. And we'll see the Lancers gain the unopposed power, and the Winterfell Steward dies to the Dragon in a military challenge. And I just want to give a shout out, to the all the gentlemen and ladies who are playing in Castle Stalik for the largest, usually the largest Game of Thrones tournament in the world right now this weekend as I posted this. So good luck to everyone playing there. And I look forward to seeing the results and hearing the results and hoping there's some live streams. But if there's not, I understand the internet's not always the greatest from a castle in the middle of nowhere in Germany, I believe. But hopefully someone's recording some matches from there. It looks like we got a treachery grab there on an intrigue challenge from the Palace Spearman. And we got a power challenge of 6 from the Stark army there. I've already forgot the name. Great John's Vanguard, I think it is. Alright, so coming out of that first round, we have the Martells with 3 power. They got a token on the Boneway. And the Lannisters are sitting at 1.
No, I need to get rid of it.
And for reserve, we see a put to the sword. Hit the Lannisters discard pile there to get under his hand limit. And let's see what we get for plots for round 2. We have confiscation to try to get that milk off of Tywin. And building orders from Carl, which is a great play. He's probably going to search for another Milk of the Poppy, knowing the other one will be removed. And can grab that. If it's in the top 10 of his cards, he can grab an attachment or location. And you can always use another King's Road or maybe one of his Martell attachments. I'm sure he has lots of targets in his deck. But he's probably going to try to grab another Milk of the Poppy, I would assume. Slap it right back on Tywin. I'm not sure who's going first here. Oh, he actually grabbed an Imprisoned. So no military icon for either Jaime or Tywin, most likely. I think he would take it off Jaime, but seeing that put to the sword, maybe he'll take it off Tywin so he can try to push through his own military challenges, which Jaime can't really block right now. But Tywin, you know, can buff up it depending on how much gold and make those put to the swords easier, and also block your militaries easier. And it looks like Lannister's going first, collecting his gold here. Let's see what he marshals. I'm not sure why Viserion's still knelt. I see him stand Tywin, but I'm not sure if he just forgot to stand Viserion or if there's some kneel action happening here that I'm not aware of. Somebody sneaks some Baratheon cards into their deck that I don't know about. I just want to say Adam's, the Lannister players' plot sleeves are awesome. Canadian flag, whoop whoop, for Canadian Nationals, pretty awesome. We got Tyrion. It looks like still a gold left. And over to the Martells for marshalling. Reduction here on a Martell character to bring out a green blood trader who's going to look at the top 2 cards, choose one, throw the other one on the bottom of the deck. And Jaime gets the Imprisoned, loses a military icon. Interesting choice. Maybe he's trying to make sure Tywin goes down to defend militaries. Oh no, he's actually going to get his own imprisoned. So they're both sitting there without military icons. No military icons on any standing characters on the Lannister side. Unless Viserion really should be standing, but just is taking a nap until challenge phase. And we got Bran in play. Help protect from the event shenanigans that are probably hiding in that Lannister player's hand. Protect from a Tears of Lys, most likely. So Lannisters on challenges here. Adam's just looking through his hand, trying to decide which route to take here. We got an intrigue challenge with Jaime Lannister. Tyrion's going to produce some cash. Not Viserion. If he is an elf for some reason, leave it in the comments below if I missed it. I can't really jump back right now to find out. But maybe Adam just forgot. Yeah, just let me know. I'm not sure. We do see it put the sword in the Lannister player's hand. Now, if he does a reaction here to winning the intrigue, he'll just get blocked by Bran if it's a Tears of Lys, most likely. And we got a second token on the Boneway. Yeah, it looks like we might get a Gaston Grey here. 7 cards in the Lannister player's hand. Carl is going to pop it. Jaime goes back. And Prison goes back to Carl's hand. And an intrigue claim, almost forgotten here.
All right.
And it's a condemned. Gets intrigued out of hand. That's the attachment that removes power icons. Looks like, yeah, it still is the Lannister player's challenges. I wasn't sure what was happening there. Looks like he was just deciding whether or not to attack anymore before passing challenges. Looks like we have Tywin coming in for a power challenge, and the unopposed is blocked by Bran. Another token on the Boneway. And Lannister player's up to 3 power. And it looks like it's Carl, the Martell player's turn. And a military challenge here with the Palace Spearman, 4 strength. Viserion dies for claim. And we have a power challenge with the Vanguard. Should gain renown. Yep, there's the renown. Claims a power. Martell player is up to 5 power. 2-3 from the Lannister player with just 1 dominance. And Carl, you hear him telling Adam how many he has to discard for reserve. He's keeping a good track of his opponent's hand. That's probably the reason why he popped that Gash and Gray when he asked how many cards are in hand. Gets to throw another one up there and make the Lannister player make some hard choices. And get rid of some cards in the hand. And you can see it is a tough choice here as he's looking through the cards. Trying to think what plot he might play next, how much economy he might have.
Power? Yeah, power.
You gotta think, you know your opponent has an Imprison in hand, so you're gonna lose a military icon. And you throw Jamie back out, most likely. Unless the Martell player goes first. And while we're waiting for Adam to decide on his reserve, if you guys haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. It's free. It supports me. It helps out grow this channel, get the videos viewed. And also hit that like button if you like any of these videos. Help get them bumped up in the search results. I appreciate the support. I also just appreciate you guys for watching. Any of you out there for watching these videos. You guys are awesome. If you didn't watch, I wouldn't be doing this. So I appreciate all the feedback. Leave comments. Share the videos on social media. I always appreciate that. But yeah, most important, subscribe. And keep on watching. Thank you. Alright, looks like we're on to plots here. You can tell Carl feeling a little confident here. He's making his choices pretty quick. Adam struggling a little bit. He's a little stuck. And we got a Summer Harvest played on the Lannister side into Marched to the Wall, of course, played on the Martell side to get rid of one of the duo of Tyrion and Tywin. Always good to get rid of one of them. And also the high initiative on March to the Wall. Let Carl choose Adam, the Lannister player, to go first so he can slap down his icon removing attachments as he sees fit to other targets, forcing Adam to marshal first. Pops a Rose Road into play. He's got the 2 gold from Tywin. He's got 5 from his opponent. So he's got a decent amount to work with here. See what he can do with it, if he can get enough out on the board to weather the storm. I think he needs to switch into defensive mode here. Maybe just try to block as many challenges as he can from the Martell player. Maybe pass his challenges completely. Unless he can get off an event in hand that can swing the game. But having Bran Stark staring at you, as he just dealt with him, throwing in the milk of the poppy on him, he was thinking the same I was. If you could just get an event off and swing this game around by hitting... there aren't really many important characters across the board from you. Maybe if you hit that Vanguard, you can turn it around, slow the Martell player down a little bit. Depends what he marshals too. He may marshal out a character of value, more than 4 or 5 gold, and then you can try to hit that character. Or maybe just hope the Martell player keeps playing out characters, maybe hit him with Wildfire. Or a First Snow coming up, maybe thin the board out and try to turn it around here. I'm not sure what Adam's playing in his deck, but all he's marshaled is a Hound. And I think he's sitting on about 4 gold over there, which can get the Hound back into play. We got a Milk on Tywin. So that's going to stop Tywin's renown and his ability where he's gaining an extra 4 strength off that gold that he saved there. That's a little too bad. And we got the power moving and the military moving icon attachments on the Hound. So Hound has no attachments. Or, sorry, no icons. 2 attachments. He can't participate in challenges. Adam is, how you say, completely screwed here. I don't know how it's getting any worse, but it is. He gets the Hound in, saves the money for the Hound, and now the Hound can't bounce anywhere because he's got no icons, so he can't participate in challenges. Most likely he's going to be chosen for military claim. Unless there are some burn men hiding in the Lannister player's hand there. You can use that gold to bring the burn men in to help save those 2 from dying. But then he's got to get rid of those attachments, and I don't know how you're going to get rid of all that unless you're playing weapons at the door. Remember, Tywin is milk there. We see the milk hiding underneath. So we got Hota out there now. Just played straight up 3 gold for 5 strength military icon instead of ambushing him in. And Adam is going to be aggressive here. He's going to go in with Tywin. I'm not sure what challenge type he's doing here. But it's an unopposed intrigue. Tears on the Vanguard. There's that event he was trying to get off. So Vanguard will die at the end of the turn. Vengeance token, though, on the Boneway. I think it needs to get up to 6, and then it can be discarded for 3 power. And the last card in the Martell player's hand is his Desert Scavenger. I'm not sure if Tywin just took a renown. He does have, oh no, he already had that power on him, I think. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he did. But Lannister player at 4. 5 right now on the Martell side. He goes for an intrigue with Palace Spearman. They have an intrigue icon because he's going second. Unopposed. Going for the 4 cards in hand here. Let's see what he grabs. He gets a Milk of the Poppy. That's too bad. You probably want to save that for when he sees the eventual Nymeria or Tyene staring at him across the board. And here we go, the military challenge from the Vanguard before they die from the Tears of Lys. It's going to be unopposed, obviously. The Hound will die. The attachments will go back to the Martell player's hand. A little disgusting, I think, but he's going to be able to throw them back out. Maybe get a power icon off of Tywin if he's still there. We got an unopposed power challenge. Martell player shot up to... Oh, it doesn't matter anymore. He just lost that 3 power, but he's up to 7 power on his house.
So sorry, one thing went against you in this game, as opposed to having basically you could blank you master. That's great. Yeah, I'm really happy about that.
I'm joking, sorry. So dominance.
I'm not.
Dominance is mine.
And we got dominance going to the Martells. 8 power now to 3 on the other side. Yeah, I'm just thinking back about that Viserion. If he didn't have to, I mean, maybe he'd have to kill him either way. But maybe if he went offensively with the military challenger, still had that Viserion in play, he wouldn't hit that march. But yeah, I'm not sure why he was knelt, but it's still bugging me. All right, we got close call into counting coppers. Martell player wants to fill his hand. And the Lannister player wants to draw a card and get someone out of the dead pile into the discard pile. Probably holding on to a Hound maybe, or a Tyrion in hand that he wants to be able to play now. So the Lannister player again going first. Taking 6 gold there. Five from the plot, 1 from the Rose Road, none from Tywin. He's on the sauce, drinking the milk. Very strange, the Martell player's board only really having an intrigue icon on the Palace Spearman because he keeps going second. It's weird to see a Martell player with so little intrigue on the board so far in this game. 5 gold for Illyrio with a dupe. Only 1 gold save, though, so he's not going to be able to stand anyone, which is what he really needs here. To be able to dual use one of the characters. Try to hold himself in the game. At least he's got a dupe on Illyrio, so he can handle 1 claim military and still have a board. So we got a dupe on Bran. So Arya Stark put into play with a duplicate here. Adam choosing not to treachery that, assuming he's holding one. I don't know if he is or not, but he's probably holding that treachery for the bone way, actually, since it's a couple tokens away from popping off and gaining 3 power. So Tywin loses a power icon. He's only sitting there with a green icon. Control lock on the Lannisters right now is real. I'm sure if there was more Martell decks like this running around at Worlds, we wouldn't have seen the Lannisters rise to the top so easily. As you can see here, the Martells can hold them down. Not always, but it's a good deck to handle them, especially with Gaston Grey and Bran Stark. That helps for sure against the Lannisters. The icon removal is a good call. Take those giant investment that the Lannisters put into those big characters. They need to help get those effects off from the events in their hand. If you can just nullify those characters, you don't have to worry about the effects too much. So we got a power challenge here with Illyrio. Blocks the unopposed. Takes a vengeance token. Loses a power in the process. And it looks like we are over to the Martells for challenges. So of course we have the intrigue of the Palace Spearman, being the only intrigue icon. Blocks with Tywin. Loses the challenge. Boneway's triggered.
How many power do you get?
6. When 3 power with 6.
We see Adam ask how the Boneway works. His dominance action, 6 power discarded gets 6 tokens discarded gets 3 power, and then you see him look at his hand there. He's got the 1 goal save. He's probably sitting on that treachery for sure. So military challenge there with Arya. Gets rid of the dupe on Illyrio. We got the dominance action. There's the gold moved over. Treachery stops it. The tokens still go away. And Carl's sitting at 11 power, though. Would have been at 14 there. 11-3. Not sure what Adam, the Lannister player, can do here to get out of this situation. I mean, not a lot of great characters across the board, and you got a milk on Bran, so I mean, he could turn this around with marshalling. And there we go, Wildfire. This could change things here. And confiscation, though, to get rid of that dupe off Bran, or the attachment off Bran to get rid of that milk of the puppy that we are just talking about. Most likely. I think he's going to want to discard one of his own attachments on Tywin, or the milk on Tywin.
I'll let you go first.
Wildfire? Yep. Saving.
I'll keep moving my life. I'll tell you that right now.
I'll keep these 3. Okay.
So Hota and the 2 reducers die. And there goes that milk of the poppy off Bran. So we got Bran, Arya, and the Palace Spearman still in play for the Martells. We got a Tywin with an intrigue icon and blanked for milk of the poppy and Illyrio on the other side after that Wildfire. And for once, we have the Martell player, Carl, going first here. Collecting 5 gold, 4 from the plot, 1 from the Rose Road. So Palace Spearman does not have an intrigue icon. And of course, Knights of the Sun hitting the board late in the game. He is on and active with his renown. Still no intrigue icon on the Martell side. Very interesting. think we only saw the Green Blood Trader is the only other actual green icon that was in play for the Martells. Very interesting deck. Or it's just some bad variants, of course. That could be an option, or a possibility, I should say. So we're over to the Lannisters for marshalling, looks like, and he's just deciding what to do here. Obviously, the choices aren't as easy. Remember, you can save money for Illyrio's effect, and that's probably on his mind with what to play out of hand here. It's a lot easier when your Tywin's not milked to save some gold behind when you have Illyrio out, because Tywin will gain some strength from it. So we got Ser Jorah Mormont marshaled in here with 2 of the gold. It looks like that's all he's going to marshal. Sitting on 3 gold, so he wants to try to use Illyrio maybe. Maybe he's got an event in hand he wants to use. Maybe a Burnman jump here. Some ambush. I definitely think those icon removing attachments are the key story to this game. The reason why the Martell player is as successful as he is right now. Because if Tywin was let to run loose with those events in hand and Illyrio now, and if Tyrion didn't go away earlier, I mean, the Lannister player I think would be in a lot better spot if he wasn't losing all these icons. Definitely holding them back. So here we go, military challenge with the Knights of the Sun and the Palace Spearmen. And the unopposed is going to be blocked with Ser Jorah. Ser Jorah's going to die. Knights of the Sun gain renown. Carl is 1 power away. And he's passed it over to the Lannister player. You got to be careful not to go too crazy and lose dominance here. So we had a power challenge here with Illyrio, which Bran's going to block the unopposed. And Carl is now 2 away from winning due to that power challenge being lost. And Lannister stealing some power there. And Illyrio stands himself. Intrigue challenge coming in. Carl on point with these boneway triggers, not forgetting a single one that I've noticed. And always giving his opponent the choice for actions if they're first. And there was another Vanguard discarded out of hand there for Intrigue Claim. And dominance of the Lannister player. So Lannister sitting at 5 power. And Carl sitting at 13. He's 2 away from winning. See what they flip for plots here. We got Call on the Banners, which is only going to net 2 gold into a Winter Festival, I believe. Gains 2 power at the end of the challenge stage, as long as your opponent hasn't played a summer plot. Unless it's a different plot. Pretty sure it's Winter Festival, though. We got Arion in play now for the Martells, who are going first. Having Arion, having Arya Stealth, having Renown on the Knights of the Sun, Bran to protect from events. I don't see the Lannisters stopping this from ending with the Martells winning here on this turn.
Taking a chance.
So Illyrio gets the attachment that removes military icon there, imprisoned. Put on him, and you can hear Carl say that he, just in case Asirio is played, he doesn't want to take a chance. So should let unopposed military go through, depending on what Adam Marshall's here on the Lannister side. Alright, finally we got a Brow Shirts Raiders in play. A few rounds too late, I'm sure. Not that I don't think it could win any. Sorry, I actually think it. I don't think he could really have won many military challenges, but it definitely would have made the Martell player play a little more defensively if he's going to lose those attachments. So we got Nightmares played on Arya. Just going to lose that stealth and military. But Bran is actually going to go away to cancel that Nightmares. So Arya still got the stealth and military. And we got the power challenge, stealthing Illyrio, which should be unopposed and close the game right here on this challenge. And that is it. So there's the shake. Congrats to Carl. And being a good sport, playing as long as he could there, trying to pull it out, but just not enough. He was definitely controlled quite well there by the Martell player. Alright guys, thank you for watching. Thank you for all the support. I appreciate it so much. Like I said, subscribe. You can support me on patreon.com/Rob's Gaming Table if you want to support my work and help me get more of these videos recorded and out there. And yeah, hit that like button on the video. And we'll definitely see you guys in the next video. We got more coming. Lots more from Canadian Nationals coverage coming up. So stay tuned.